kwanso ya mwakwaba
nyame nshira mu nyina nyame nshira mu
ohun ye de
o nyame adom boko
ya fe oba 2 weeks
2 weeks dey share
yeah
na nyame asi
nyame nshira
sabe pepe
and then before I be shen komonase no people want to understand catalyst no
okay
because eyo mo say e de any catalyst papa iba na catalyst papa cho break catalyst ne da kakra e explain chiro mo.
All right. So catalyst is a mechanism by which something is amplified or executed in a very simple sense. And when we're breaking it down in a very simple manner, I say adia efasoma adibi a happening, something that in a sense of this is, as I've stated it in the science, no, like breaking it down in the normal sense. No, I say let me see a landmark of an operation in physical terms. And tell say BBC a be far way so ADC. So the catalyst represents landmarks of execution. So once you see a catalyst, it means it's a landmark for execution. And anytime at all we see a catalyst in that condition, we are saying, say, if you see this thing, this is what it means. And Jesus used catalyst in a very simple manner. He said, when you see the fig tree's leaves falling, note that summer is nigh, which means that he gave them a sign. When you see this, it means this is coming. Okay. Exactly. Now so he used the first catalyst. So upon learning, you also apply what he does with prophecy. Yeah.
Wow. Because Bebre almost say, Papa, you so catalyst Bebre na on free nyame. People ask that question, say, any catalyst. So now
it's just English.
Yes. Hey, brofuna.
It's just English.
Papa chia for na yem free common.
All right, but shout to you for you now. I mean, for always being there, and my followers, they are always like sharp knife. Oh, come on, say one. Oh, you my yepo na one can hear they start attacking. When you check a cry, it's patience. Sometimes they think like in a sense they've gotten something they value a lot, so they don't want anybody to come around to do anything to it. But I mean, let's allow the love of God to be shared abroad in our hearts.
Amen. Yeah. God bless you. Papa, and ye besuan de na ye free as ye say. Ye nim science and ye nim creation.
Right.
Is creation the same as science? And I say science and creation, are they the same?
Okay, in the creation of God and then science. Okay.
Yes.
In the two operations, the far right science, which is then it means you're talking about astrological science,
exactly,
which means cosmic science,
yes,
right? In that angle, science believes in the theory of evolution. And in the theory of evolution, there are some parts of evolution that does not fall in the line of scriptures, which means that is off balance. But in evolution theory, it's just a theory. Most of them is just theories. They have not been able to prove beyond any structure. It's just like a religion in evolution. Because there are several kinds of evolutions. There's stellar evolution, macro evolution, micro evolution as well. And there's cosmic evolution. So all kinds of evolution phases are operating. Now, when we come to certain level of evolution, like microevolutions, most scientific discovery goes deeper into microevolution, not the other side of evolution. Like talking about monkeys developing into human beings. We came from Neanderthals, Homo erectus, Denisovans, and then we came up through the line of apes and then became human beings. It is not possible because we've lived for a couple of years now. Based on scientific carbon dating, they are claiming it's about more than 250 something years that human beings have existed. In that condition, we should by now start seeing some orangutan or some monkey in the monkey sanctuary growing and doing something or evolving one way or the other. But then we are never seeing any of those changes because physically most evolution cannot be observed in that angle, the macro evolution. But we can go to the micro, mini, one or two things, then they pick. So they pick from the far right and then amplify it in that condition. But then let's break it down in a very simple manner.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Now, no, about no creation. We believe as Christians that God created the heavens and the earth, and science discovered it over time. Christians believed it, knew it before most scientists began to discover. Now, if you read the Bible, in Genesis chapter 1, verse number 1, science did not know that the earth had a beginning because, science knowledge is progressive learning. The Bible already said it at the beginning. So the first key word of the Bible is the word barasit, which means in the beginning. And it says, so biblical theologians knew the earth at the beginning. Science did not know that the earth at the beginning. So they were all around it, up and down. Before later, they discovered, even in the early ages, recently, that the earth had a beginning. And that's when the Big Bang Theory began, which is in the 1920s and to the 1960s. And in the Big Bang Theory, it said that the earth had a beginning because it came from somewhere. It came from a singularity. A cosmic expansion from a singularity formed the entire universe, which means they are definitely explaining the same things that the Bible was explaining. Because if you explain, and I say, person church, in country, but I don't know how to put those terms in tree.
Wait, my camera for
okay. And but I'm breaking it down, no beyond okay. And in the sense, no, say a person I'm breaking it down. When it comes to Big Bang Theory and it comes to the Bible, let's go to Genesis chapter 1, and then we quote the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory says in a millionth and a second, there was a cosmic expansion from a singularity. And then that expansion, the first element was hydrogen. So it fused. Then the fusion continued. Then other elements were bet together. And then it fused towards to iron, and that's it. In this condition, when you check what fusion is, fusion produces some chemical reaction which ends up bringing light. So if you check, the Bible said Barasit in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. Then he explained how it was created. He said, let there be light. And there was light. The light created form, which means anytime I thought there was light, there was more like a splash, an explosion of light or expansion of light to be able to create shape. Because without light, there is no shape. As we are here right now, no, so you doom light will die with more. Nobody can ascertain shape. You to me won't say, a day way a square, a day way a edge, and now a day way everywhere will become blackout. There's no object. So cosmic expansion brought out visibility. The same way the Bible is stating. So the science is confirming the scriptures in Genesis chapter 1 without going away from it. So throughout history, we've discovered that many things that is written in the Bible, over some years, the scientists come and then they discover it. And then in other sense, some people think that science is against the Bible, but mostly they are always confirming scripture. Because even in archaeology is the same, biology is the same, astrology is the same. In all kind of astronomy, is the same. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, your Bible here, science on its own, and of a creation or evolution.
Yes.
Good. First of all, Yembusa said, before you can create something, do you need to be a scientist before you can invent something? Because Yankopon the bow, we say.
Right.
Sano mama yatiasi.
Yes.
But so being a scientist, obey to me a creativity.
To invent something.
Yeah, invent something.
You see, the word scientist basically almost looks like a religion now. So everybody can create something with idea and knowledge. But then in the main factor, if you want to base the name, then we can say that God is the true scientist because it's God that crafted the world together. So he's the one that put the patterns in there for us to be able to join the dots together. And in that context, we can agree like that. Yeah.
Okay. It's nice, Nyankopon so a little science.
It's not even a little. Every bit of God's creation is science. It's all calculation.
Okay.
You know, if you study the force of the universe, now the sun, this thing discovered it when Albert Einstein was breaking his theory down, the gravity of the earth, the earth. Now he understands something that is very critical. The mass of the sun breaks down, bends time space so that the earth and the other planets can rotate around the sun. Now, in discovering some of those things, they understood basically in a very good detail that even if the gravity of the sun had lowered a bit in the smallest portion, or the gravity of the universe was a little bit over 0 point something or even over 0.1, it will bore the world into a bedness, which means the world will just crumble into a ball. And if it was less than that, the world would have splashed into oblivion, which means that it was precise, calculated like a mathematician. Like how our hair is weaved, like how leaves are formed. It looked like there is artistic operation, calculations and everything. So every single thing by God was calculated. If you study, the sun rises at a specific angle, goes down at a specific angle. There are seasons and then there are times. It's as though Obitiona or Opreti are strategically, because there is science, there is time, there is pattern, because God was a master craftsman and he himself is the ultimate scientist if we break it down that way. Yeah.
So, per the definition of the Amami, no. Now let's link science and religion.
Right.
Meaning, say religion, no. We always want to believe in the ewohono.
Right.
Whether we've seen it or not. But science also, believe in evidence.
Right.
Say, you say, you de, and I say, you see, nyankopon ebo asase. So now science wants to know kwanya nyame fa so a obo asase.
Right.
Is it the same as how our religion ehu enormana science ni religion?
Okay, so religion is based on evidence as well. But then evidence, there is no evidence anywhere, because you can't even prove to me that we are here right now having this conversation. As one of the great apologists said, what I say, there is no evidence. If there is evidence, or we can say the evidence is empirical, verifiable beyond measure, it simply means that we are saying that that evidence cannot be broken in another angle. It cannot be any other way. So in this world, we can never have 100% evidence. You cannot even tell me that we are on earth. How are we on earth? There are so many basic science breakdowns that other objections can be raised, that the mere fact that you can even claim the word we are on earth, there are objections to that fact that this is not earth that we are on. Somebody can say we are on a plane. Somebody can say, like, so many objections all around the world. But then the situation is that we all agree on one force that we should go, because we cannot just focus on every other ups and downs, and they also have their evidence in that angle. And today they cut it across in a very, very broad manner, if you want to break it down that way. Yeah.
Nti yeah, religion so science wom.
Yes, typical, because it's based on evidence as well in its structure. So I thought Temeka say we always weaponize the word believe. Now the word believe came from, it was birthed by the word hope. So hope gives birth to belief, belief gives birth to faith. And faith is action, which requires action. So you see, believer, it is conception of acceptance. What I say? So hope is foresight, to see possibility. Belief is to accept that it is possible. And faith is to take action of the possibility. And you can say, oh, Christo sum nyame sum no. And you can say, Gidi. Men Gidi. No, that's not what they're saying. The Bible never stops anyone from reasoning. Say, men Gini ade we hu Gidi keke, accept it that like that. No. All throughout creation, there's been so much clear evidence in several angles. It's not just about believing, but they saw it, they understood it, they put it to test, and then they got together, and then they knew what it was. We discovered the law of gravity. The Bible understood something in Job chapter 26 verse 7. It said that the Lord hangs the earth on nothing. That is early BCs. No scientist knew that until Newton's law, 1687. Before Newton brought the law of gravity. And then we understood that, the earth is actually not sitting on some rock or something, but the earth is actually in orbit and is hanging on nothing, is hanging in space. That time was discovered way back in the Bible, because the people of the Bible in those days had revelations that they tested, and it was true. What I say? So there's a difference between what we see in several places where people are using weaponized structure to condition people that don't question it, believe it. And I always tell people that anybody that tells you don't question anything, don't put it on the basics of scrutiny, and just accept it the way it is, the person is brainwashing you.
Wow.
Exactly.
Obibeka say science eboa manyamesom easy and more understanding emanipa na science.
Exactly. Science does not manufacture knowledge. They don't create knowledge. They just go ahead and discover. And I'm taking that quote from Dr. Mensa Otabil. He always says that scientists discover knowledge. What science does is the knowledge is there. Nobody knew it. They research the knowledge and discover. They never created any planet. Neither did they form anything. What they do is they see what is there. They discover and try to understand that which God has created. So science, in another sense, is trying to understand the creation of God. They are not actually fighting the knowledge of God, but understanding the creation of God. And most of the scientists died Christians. Most of them died religious. Even Albert Einstein, they didn't believe in God, but later they made quotes proposing that God exists at the end of the day.
Why do you think will make them, come back to God before leaving the earth?
Because in science, as you keep studying, you will get to a point where you will be hit with the reality. Say no. In the universe that you have, there is an intelligent designer, because things cannot just happen by themselves, because we could not just come out of nowhere. Because if you say that we just came out of the Big Bang and the Big Bang had no mind, nothing created it, nothing made it, which means you are trying to explain to us that in the beginning we came out of just a dust with no. Now this is the theory of the Big Bang, where the atheists hold very strong. What they mean that in the beginning, dust and the dust fused together and then spontaneously erupted into everything we see now, into you with shape and everything. No? That is just like something that just happened by accident. And I don't think everything that we see now looks like an accident, because you can just drop a seed on the floor and it was just a seed of corn, but then it will grow as a tree and give you more than 1,000 corn on the corn comb. That is not accident. That is calculated operations. And without applying certain necessary conditions to the seed, it will not grow, because the seed will need the earth and then the water. And water is one of the basic foundations of the beginning. So in all this mixture, at the end of the day, you will get a tree, which means that there is an intelligent designer. You understand? So most atheists ended up understanding that no, this thing, there is somebody controlling the show from somewhere, and it is not possible. And that's where most of them accepted at the end. Yes.
Because most of the scientists are anymore.
Exactly.
Until said you okay later na wabe say no ade am ya say me yedi nkwasa.
Exactly.
Because obi timi busa ne ho say musi nyame wo ho de a ene nyame te sen.
Exactly.
Because nipa ye wo ba ye wo bema ye wo sebi obi a ebubu afo ye obi ene ni huna de, but you say religion say nyame bo nipa nyina say ne so. So one man, one person, how can one person, I mean, you see nipa nyina say nyame ebi eni huna de, ebi nsa enye adwuma, obi ntumi nante, obi ye kokko. How can one person have all these qualities? It is no money nyina no scientists no argue.
Exactly. They argue with these ones. And that is all based on as we evolve as human beings. The conditions of creating certain infirmities and deformities is as a result of continuous operation. Because the first, God only created 2 people in the Bible, Adam and then Eve. The rest of us were born. So as we are giving birth to each other, we will definitely make terrible mistakes that will bring forth certain deformities. And in that condition, because we've had a lot of mixed race, mixed operations, chemical operations, relocations, atmospheric pressure, radiation, and everything. And it's affecting Nipano before giving birth. At some point in time, many years, people used to give birth even when they were way older. These days, Aqualano, like you can't even give birth to proper children at a certain age. Secondly, because of the kind of food we're taking and then the conditions and the radiations and stuff and the atmosphere, yeah, through certain age crowd, we can't give birth because now, what do they call it? Menopause is coming very early. We are losing our seeds and everything very early. And then at one point in time, in Kuala, say first, way back when you give birth to children, they close their eyes for a couple of days and everything. Now, Kuala, they are like awakened.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of injections. There's a lot of hormonal operations to keep the child moving. So I say we are now moving to a very different age altogether. Exactly.
Because I somehow can first say, Papa, ye swano cry ye no. Oba ansa na oba no fu bebo bono no wenyini pa.
Wenyini, yes.
But name kwala 8 years kwa mu no fu timi.
Yeah, because they are eating hormones.
Yes.
Omo te say akoko poultry fowl. You see poultry fowl, the local fowl no onyin like oche nyini. So onyina wa very strong, very stable, and to know it can stand under any condition. You can just leave them anyhow, they'll survive. But then the poultry farm in temperature, small farm, and to your poultry, you always have to do a lot of sanitization to enter, because the hormones and its injection keeps them growing bigger without gaining foundation. So it's like don't be a tin now, so foundation or moon share no stronger or deeper. So the foundation is not right, but the building is tall. So structural failure.
Eti metewase ya bibia ni asase oso scientists aya. Omo take inspiration from nature.
No. Even from cars and everything, horses were their inspiration. Yeah. Every bit of everything. Every medicine you take today is as a result of a tree, or some animal or something.
So with this, why will a scientist argue? Say nyamini because they are obe invent no. Ohwe bibi so na de ye.
No de ye.
I say you can say electricity solar de.
Right?
Ye. Say solar no. Wia no na ma solar na ye adwuma.
Exactly.
It is also a scientist now waben. Now to make can no see any me solar energy. Where is the power coming from?
So that's where, if a scientist is good and is great, they should engineer what we call perpetual motion or perpetual energy. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can engineer their own form of energy, because the first law of thermodynamics fights against that. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be transformed from one form to the other. Which means that when God created energy, the face of the earth, and then moved it on, let there be lights. From that moment, the energy began. The beginning of everything. That was it. There is no way in this closed system energy can either be created nor destroyed.
I see. Wow. And tonight, aeroplane and Namu scientists and
yeah, they learned it from even helicopters and everything, from hummingbirds and everything. Yes, they learned stealth and standing helicopters and everything from hummingbirds and everything. So they studied it, and actually studied it. Even the falcons that fly faster, jets, military jets and everything, the speed where they are trying to beat Mach 7 speed and Mach 8 speed, all of them they learned it from the birds.
Now, I ship was in so where did they take inspiration from?
There could be several things. It's flotation. So any object that falls upon, because dry wood floats. So if dry wood logs are discovered that is floating, they discovered that system by sitting on the dry woods and noticing that it's floating. Another guy engineers 1, 2, 3 of them, and then way earlier in the early 80s, early BCs, Noah decided to build the whole ark. But even in that time, they knew that logs could already float. So it was just the law of flotation that they discovered. And then they just applied that they could actually put the whole thing on the water and it will float.
And there's nothing new. I was asking you to say, we the Yankopon kra and you be that a nipa na invent. There's nothing like that on it.
Nipa and me invention. You cannot create anything. Invention is not basically creating. It is actually synthesizing, or actually taking inspiration and joining things together. Nobody brought anything on the face of the earth. The only thing we were given by God is time. That's the only thing we have. Every single thing on the face of the earth is free. You can never take anything on the face of the earth without picking something that you came to meet here. Anything we have is free. We found them here. We just had to join them using time.
Wow.
And time in itself, we don't even know what time is. As it stands now, we just know we are dying. So we can't figure out what time is. And they say time is the fourth dimension, but then that cannot be possible. Because if you even bring it down and start breaking the fourth dimension in reality and start forming what even a tesseract looks like by breaking the pattern of time, it will not be possible for you to fit time into the fourth dimension. So in time cannot even exist in the fourth dimension in the first place. But then we're giving time, which means we could live and then we could die. And that's all we have. And we use that time to utilize knowledge to create, to form things that we have seen. So we are like children molding clay out of the dirt.
Wow. Papa, so how did the human being arrive, at naming dates? Say, and way, or China way. How did that happen?
So I think some began in the time of Adam. And Adam named the animals and everything, but I could not basically name everything on the face of the earth. So as we are growing as human beings, when we grow and we develop to one point, we see something, we think this thing goes according to this angle, then we name it. But major things, even Pleiades, Orions, all those planets were named in the Bible. So even Earth was named in the Bible before scientists even mentioned the word Earth. So in all those conditions, they pick Bible names and give it to it. They don't pick their own names. You understand? So that confirms that their referencing comes from the Bible. In archaeology, Bible will say, go here, dig here. Like this is where this temple is. This is where this place is. And the Bible will declare it. After about 2,000 years, scientists will go to the same location, dig and find the same temple there. So it is most archaeologists were guided by historical knowledge, which is basically laid on the Bible. Most historical operations, even in Egypt and many places, most of them were guided by the Bible, and that's how they moved to those locations to cause the discovery. So no man could move in that angle without referencing like that.
Wow, Papa. And how did the human also arrive by, getting dialects? I don't know. Did God create dialect?
Yeah, He created languages from the very beginning. Yes, when they were building the Tower of Babel, they all had one language, and the language was splitted into pieces. When the language was splitted into pieces, it was just one language, but then it was changed into different forms. So we all took off and then began to build upon each language. So each language you can find on the face of the earth, most of them had other languages in them. Even English has upgraded into modern English. There's olden English, there's Old English, and then there's modern English. Each language upgraded from several languages coming together. So when you go through certain countries, you will hear certain things that you call them in the same language as you are in their own country as well. So if you go to certain places in Germany and other places, that you can hear words that you mention in Volta region and other places in their dialect, in their language. Yeah. That does not mean they learned it from that angle. It's because of certain evolutional movement from one place to the other. And language in itself is just sound. So we find the sound, we understand the sound, and we communicate with the sound. And that's how it is.
scientists are trying senka ebi be move afri asase we so earth we so.
Right.
Na nkomo akotena baby. But omo ya enye yi. Apart from this earth, nyankopon abo amanipa se ha ne yentena no. Is there a way I'll be betting me akase wo me dey asase we so dey nyankopon me mpa I want to relocate because me a scientist my being ti pese me kotena bi a Pluto and I say baby fufro. Is it possible? E beti masi.
There's a possibility in time where that is possible because we discovered the universe and now we understood that the stars are many and the stars are even planets on this thing. The stars are actually real suns on their own and they all have their planets around them. That is astronomy, going further and expanding in the universe. Now, in that condition, because we don't just have normal stuff, we have different kinds. Like how Galileo discovered that the earth had more stars. Even the Bible already discovered it, that the stars cannot be numbered. But later, before scientists discovered it, and it is a vast universe. So, in a vast universe, there are so many possibilities. But I can assure you that there is no human being or anything like a human being anywhere aside from the face of the earth. Yes. Wow. That's what I can tell you. And I can also tell you that the UFOs that has been discovered and all those things don't come from space. That one too, I can tell you that. Exactly. UFOs, those celestial UFOs and its motion, none of them, they call it UAP. Yes, UAPs now, none of them come from space. None. None. There are space radar that never discover it, but we discover it on Earth. How come the radars don't pick them there and they pick them here? But there's a space station up there. It's our military jet fighters that discover them, but not space. There's no space radar trying to discover them. It's mainly our military jets. Wow. So they are always in here. They are never out there. Nobody sits down to ask themselves a question. If they are from space, we should see them from that side. But we always see the UFOs here. How did they get here? Now, I want to break something down for you.
Let's go.
I said this thing. God showed me a revelation, and He told me that our ancestors are not primitive. Because we convince ourselves that we are more intelligent than our ancestors because they are primitive. But then, how then do you explain the pyramid of Giza? How did they build it? How did they construct it? With what technology? With what structure? Certain stones were cut in the olden days that even laser of this modern time cannot cut. They did certain things. The Sumerians' operations and everything on the face of the earth were impossible. The kind of technology that they were moving in were impossible. In all that angle, you should understand that there were things that our ancestors were doing that was beyond measure. How did Noah build the ark of such magnitude? Yeah. An olden day submarine. When we discovered submarine was later, when Da Vinci was trying to form his games, and others also formed one to one, and then submarines were discovered over the years. Now, in those years, somebody like Noah had formed a submarine. These people knew things that we did not know. They lost those things. And then they started building upon it again. And in that knowledge, our ancestors are not primitive. Those UAPs and UFOs normally is detected to come from the sea. At all times, they're always from the sea. They are always coming out of the sea. So the question is, we need to start asking ourselves one question. NASA was an ocean discovery organization. In the world as you sit in there, we have not been able to discover even 10% of the ocean that you are on.
Wow.
This ocean. We've not discovered 10% of it yet. We are on Earth. We've not discovered 10% of the ocean, and we are trying to discover the moon.
No, but scientists are me who say the world, and I said the Earth is round. And
yes.
Also, should we believe it? Say, almost assassin round. See, how true is that too?
The Bible also said the same thing.
Okay.
Yes, that the Earth is a circle. Yeah. So that one too is also an point, because if the Earth should hang, then it's definitely spherical. So the Earth, in the shape of the Earth, is an oblate spheroid. You understand how it is? Exactly. So when it comes to science, there's a lot of things they all agree together and they move forward. But a lot of people think science is against God and everything. So they're like, oh, you have to be scientific. And I'm like, no, we are all scientists. I have inventions as well and everything. I have patented ones. Yes. And some of those things that I move around and study, it is clear. I'm also one side of a science. I'm also like a whole scientist on my own. Not like serious. I have done debates with professors with this same situation of God. And that's how I'm able to explain it easily. Yes, because I've spoken about cosmic evolution. My bread. We've done it. Like we've made scientists and PhD holders in astronomy and everything look like fools. We've done it.
No, but
because we have the knowledge.
And
Yes.
this will be a scientist no tia. Me adia ba ko pekra ma peki won komo we nyina ne say. Bibia scientists here bia no they take inspiration from nature.
Exactly.
Because bibi omo aye bia said they can aeroplane. Say omo say normal tu wiem.
Yes.
Car omo say ponko tu mirika.
Yeah.
And normal bebre scientists.
That's why they use the term horsepower.
Yes. So what you say? You can say light ikra na ye she esumu a light wa hai. Say e wia ne bosumi ya no hwe so de ye.
Exactly.
But the woman say omo the knowledge. On say nyam kopo bo nipa e no ma ye knowledge. Enti knowledge ni de nyame wan limit yen.
Right.
Knowledge no wo ho. Obetimi asua de aye de opese oye bia, but you cannot take away say nyame na de knowledge no ma.
Exactly. You can never take it from there. Because you even came to find it on the face of the earth. And the knowledge was even given to you from somebody. Somebody built upon the knowledge and you continue. Most of those people were patriarchs. They were prophets that built the foundation of the knowledge we knew now. In the olden days, you know that prophets were like scientists.
Prophets and scientists.
They were the same. But over the years, they began to put them aside. And then they formed other angle of operation. Because it was the prophets that used to form and guide things and everything. That's how come now most astrologers, those enchanters and everything, all these magicians, all of them were scientists in those days. All those chanters and everything. They do the portions and medical. They were all medicine people. They cure sicknesses and everything. They take balms and herbs and mix it together to cure sicknesses. And God used to speak to them. So our herbalists and everything in those days were all like prophets at those days. They were all scientists from those times. Yeah. But nowadays, it's like somebody goes to take something and mixes it up with another thing and then starts speaking to certain spirits. That's what makes a problem, makes it problematic. But the herbalist is not a bad person. A lot of people make a mistake and say, oh, we're a herbalist or you busum ne. I thought they be a herbalist be no more corrupt or more that yes, I didn't say so whom be no the. But then they understand that some of those things you just understand knowledge. The leaves are there. You can understand the knowledge of it, learn it, and then understand how and what happens. Because Papanum have tested most of these things. They've put in things together. They've seen that it works. Okay, the way a cure way, they've discovered it. And they've spoken about it over the years and given the knowledge to other people. So the knowledge is supposed to continue. Some may even dream in revelation and have that dreams and come and say it and then form that thing, plug that herbs and everything to cure certain diseases. But others will say, oh, a spirit be. Most of those things are gifts that God gives to us to cure and solve problems. Most scientists, they had to sleep and dream about the technologies they designed. They were just working, and they could not figure it out.
Yeah.
They just dozed off, and then they had a dream, and the dots came together. They woke up from the said, that's it.
Yes.
They did it and it worked.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's true. Because my art science I see because nipa be feel say the science can and the no correct. Because scientists ni be that nipa. Say you see nyame on one born ho and they say it's impossible. Say O2 now say oh born they are like, how will you do that? It almost feel say nyame no so no obi na born so ebasa will trace
exactly. So when they say that angle, for you to create something, in order for you to create something, you don't have to be a part of the thing. And in our universe, scientists agree that we are in a closed system. That's how the Big Bang began, which means the earth had a beginning. If the earth had a beginning, somebody began the beginning. You understand what I mean? And then for something to have a beginning means it's bound to time, because in order for you to have a beginning, it means you are related to time. So therefore, God created three things in the beginning, which is Barasit, Elohim, Bara, erect, which means earth, which is matter, and Shamayim, which is heaven, which is space, which means time, space, continuum, which means God created time, He created space, and then He created matter. And these three has to exist simultaneously. That's what we call the continuum. Now, God in Himself does not exist in space, which means God is not matter. God does not exist in time, which means God created time. He's not limited by time. So in order for God to be God, He cannot exist within His creation. So our time does not apply to God's time. Therefore, in our reasoning of matter, in our 3-pound brain, in our reasoning of matter, we cannot fathom the reality of God in the carnal sense, because He has to explain His creation to us, and we have understood Him for what He is, and we can verify God through the observable universe. It's very simple. The question is, why do trees grow? You know how they grow, you know when they grow, you know what they are, but the question is why?
No, Baba, even cry no. When they grow, cry who one say, Ubetime duade, nyini, but utama e bibe ka ho.
Exactly.
Like oh I say I didn't akonanim, but process na e de basoro kakra bi no. I don't think so we see it.
Exactly. So the why is, what is the power keeping the tree alive? What is it? Nobody knows that. So in quantum mechanics, we went for quantum physics, and they said there is something called dark energy and dark matter. It's non-byronic. And because dark energy and dark matter is non-byronic, we cannot detect it by our machines. It's not detectable by this thing, how do you call it? Radiation, we call it electromagnetic radiation. We cannot use it to detect it. So those things, we cannot identify it, but then there is something that is putting the world together. Because without dark matter, the universe cannot be moving the way it is moving. The earth cannot be rotating and going around its orbit perfectly. There is something keeping it in that angle. Now, dark energy, how is it that energy is constant and it is moving from one form to the other without stopping? What is charging it? What is the battery capacity that is holding it together? Because any form of energy we form as human beings ends up dying, but the energy of the face of the universe keeps going on constantly. So what is fueling it? And they say, oh, it is dark energy. But in the sense that quantum physics brought the dark energy and the dark matter, I can complete that system and say that dark energy and dark matter is the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. The tree of life is the spark of life, like the battery of the universe, and then the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the algorithm of creation, which is my theory actually. So if you hear it anyway, it's me that formed that theory.
Please say that again.
The tree of knowledge of good and evil is the battery power pack for the universe, which means that's like the dark energy which keeps the universe alive, which means trees are growing constantly, the ocean is having water, fishes are growing, even you as a human being, so far as you are eating certain fruits and everything, you will always grow. It is designed like that. And then dark matter is what holds us together, because we can say we are being forced on the face of the earth by gravity, but what is gravity? How are we still standing? That's the main question. How is it that the sun does not just collide into anything? How come the moon does not just make a little mistake, cry and move a little bit to hit the earth? How is that possible? How are they so uniform? Which they brought to further no. There is something that we don't know. Scientists basically say, you know what, this thing, we cannot detect it. We've searched and combed around the calculations. There is an X in the calculation. That we don't know what this X is, but the X amounts for the 95% of the universe. Now, dark matter, dark energy amounts to the 95% of the universe, and the verifiable universes that we have above everything is just 5%. So 95% of the universe we cannot detect, we cannot discover, we don't know what it is. And that's what keeps the universe together.
And exactly. Maybe Colossians chapter 1 verse 16. But so breaking it down, my
okay.
Also, for by him were all things created.
Exactly.
That are in heaven. And that are in earth.
Exactly.
Visible and invisible.
Invisible.
Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him.
Exactly. Yes. It said, and all things were made by him. Nothing was made that was made without him. John chapter 1. So in all this angle, God created all these things. God created it. So in the beginning, God created. Elohim Barao, he created everything. So at the end of the day, it is all his. He made the creation. So that is the context of creation. Everything is his. Exactly. That part I have an objection there all the time.
Okay.
Because Nyami, the Bible said something about God, like people dying. But I believe constantly that God does not place his hand in our death. Death happens to us because we are on the face of the earth. So certain things happen and factor death. But God is supreme in that angle. So if you die, you will be accepted. If you live too, it is entirely up to you. Exactly.
Oh, sir.
Because we're opening and the chance. We're good. Like I say, a ball match, no. I'm organizing match. The FIFA, no, the own country will send you on Shegu. Or no, be more cap, no, we are.
Obasaya say, Yame bo nipano. Obo bia ne bra, obi free, we say, obia ne shebre.
Yes. So destiny is designed and the pattern is based on faith. What I say? It's not based on time. I actually say now we won the 26th. It is based on the pattern of your destiny. Okay. You know that Ezekiel was supposed to die, and then the pattern was changed. They tempered with time, which means if it can be tempered with, it means that it's not constant. The destiny can be there. So there is a will of God, which is the pattern of time. Yeah. And then there is a permissive will of God, which means man can also seek faith to bend. Exactly.
Say nyame say obewu 2030. Now kojina ka kwam sisi ya na ebo wa say
obewu. Exactly. Oh, free blood so obewu.
Me wa na be anko originally no. Time no so obewu. But wa ma ho kwan ya. Obe mo aba.
We'll give you the chance, exactly. A chance.
Wow. Now, our last quotation now, and also breaking it down, my Psalm 8, verse 5. Or say, you have made them a little lower than the angels, and crowned them with glory and honor.
Yes. And the person who is man that thou art mindful of him. So, or break it down about human beings. Why you're a bit little than the angel, but then you have crowned him with power. And a nipa that's in it that is explaining about. Yes. And in that condition, he's showing the glory that he has offered unto man. Because when God created man, he gave them dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Yeah. Which means one far half half, he gave every single thing to man. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
But have dominion. I see. Difference
yeah, difference because they were created in the realm of the spirit, so they are not limited by the limitations we have. We were formed out of matter. And time Nyankopon bore bofon omo bore out of spiritual source, and then they created out of the earth. So ebra nipa da seni yes from sorti anyamino Nyankopon sending you back to where we came from, because God himself does not just destroy, he will send you back to your original form. The original form of man was from dust you came, from dust shall ye return. And he sent us back into dust. When him said that scripture was thousands of years ago, before the scientists discovered that even human being was part of the earth. Because human being has oxygen, hydrogen, he has sulfur and everything in his body. The components of what makes a human body is the same components of what makes the earth. So you can just go outside and fetch the earth, go to science lab, check all the things inside it, and you will discover the same thing in the human flesh. Wow. The same components. We are all the same. So the human being is the earth on the earth.
A very interesting question here. I'll say, do angels multiply like humans?
Not at all. Not at all. Angels don't multiply. There was no recreation of angels. But then, no, not at all. They are eternal. They are eternal beings. Yes, they are eternal beings. They were created. They are not limited to time. The only thing that will die is our flesh. Even we ourselves, we don't die. We just have beginning, but we are eternal. So everything is kick-started with creation, but then we are eternal. Because we are always spirits. We are a part of God. God breathed into us and we became a living soul. The living soul is the algorithm that keeps us, like the spark that keeps us alive continually. And once our consciousness is awoken, we can never sleep again. So if you die, you're actually shedding your skin like a snake. As a human being, you've been shedding your skin from when you were a kid. You came from your father's epidermis through the duct into your mother's ovary. Lived in your mother's ovary for some time, shed that skin, and then went ahead and then became a baby fully out there. A zygote, grew up, became a baby, came out of your mother's womb, shed that skin of your mother's womb, came on the face of the earth. As you live on the face of the earth as well, you will shed that skin again, which is your flesh, and go to the eternal being. So it's a cycle.
Osenana asked the man of God that did he study science in school? Because he's more than a science lecturer. I say, also yeah, science.
I'm basically, I wanted to be an astronaut. So I really studied deep into, like I didn't do more than normal science. I talked to professors. I dealt with professors to the highest level because I wanted to really be. I wanted to be like Albert Einstein. Those people. I wanted to make discovery, technology, oil mixture and everything. Like I was at that level, chemical reactions and everything. So as for me, I was not playing at all.
So what happened?
Come again?
What happened?
I realized that as I was trying to figure out the deeper things in life, I realized one important thing that my brain could not hold together. Angel of death. It was always standing there. And physically, I could not stop it. It was beyond my imagination. My calculations could not predict its motion. That's when I realized that there's something that is beyond us.
Yeah.
And if I want to be a good scientist, I have to study that thing, because that's the most powerful thing. And that's when I discovered the realm of the spirit, and I discovered God, because I understood one simple principle, that because my brain, this is the way it is. Me, this is how I am. I am hyper intelligent. That's how I am. And I've just said it here today, so that everybody will just know. Everybody that knows me knows me. Anybody I've sat in school with just knows that this guy, you can't pass him in class. It's not possible. It's impossible. All my classmates know that. Like, I'm way ahead of them. It's not like me 85, I 82. No, I'm gone. I'm gone. They are in 45, 60. Yes, I'm gone. I'm like way ahead. I have hyper intelligence. What that means is, if you walk me into this room, all you need to do is touch everything you want to touch and do anything you want to do, mix the setting and everything. Just let me watch it. It's stuck. Photographic memory. And then I just process and come and do the same thing you've done easily. It's stuck in my head. And after you are done doing it, I can amplify what you're doing. I can amplify everything you're doing. So I'm like, I have knowledge about everything on the face of the anything. I can also test anything. That's why you see me doing anything. I'm playing soccer, I'm playing this in athletic, I can do anything. I can swim, I can do any possible thing that there is. Because I learn fast, very quick. Anything you have to learn with like 2 days, 3 days, I just look at it and then bam, I understand it.
Baba Oko School Ghana.
Wow.
I see. Now, prophetic gift. Type no more. Because as I would need a different crowd.
Yeah, because of the perspective. Because once me movie, I try to understand what is going on. I want to bring meaning to what it is. So that's what even led me trying to understand why I'm seeing the angel of death and all these crazy things, angels and things. So I sat down to understand it. I'm not just seeing them and leaving them. I wanted to understand. I'm like a prophetic scientist, trying to figure out what it is, breaking down the scriptures. And I would assure you, say, by the grace of God, I heard that there are only 7 prophets. And I said, yes, it's true, because we are few. Those that can access 4th dimension, we are few. Very, very few. There are many people that claim the title prophets, but they just have a gift. They could do word of knowledge, discernment of spirit, and everything. That one is common. If you come to my church, sometimes you think we are doing arrangee. It's impossible. Some of them, like the things I'm talking about, it's impossible for me to know. Under this sun, there is no metric of measurement that can happen. It's not possible. You would think, I say, it's not possible. It's not possible. Like, imagine somebody standing there tells you that where you this amount of money from your bank account, and this is the amount of your money left in your bank randomly. Like what's happening here? Yeah. It will blow your mind. And that's that kind of things that you see there. And in that condition, those ones we even call it normal. Yeah. What is scarier is being able to speak about the future with detailed precision. And I'm like a scientist in the type. I try to see what I'm seeing, and I try to explain it the way I am seeing, because I don't want confusion. Exactly.
And then man, you almost say, "Akwai, I know free nyame," because said you we are no man. Me when he say nyame am gift, and I was saying suya there.
Exactly.
Enti odi nimde no aka dwuma na nyame de ama no.
Exactly.
Enti ama odi na damu so. Enti obi a o wa kire bia ono nsuya de no.
Exactly.
Who said,
yeah. And when I even use like English terms and certain things, because I like to be technical. Among phobia, just try to follow jargons of the olden days, our fathers and everything. I am not saying our fathers are wrong or anything, but I'm just saying that maybe I just want to use technical terms. I want to talk like a mechanic. I don't want to talk like the way everybody talks. And to me, so I use technical terms for what I do. I'll not explain it the way they call it. I'll break it down. So when you hear it, you search it, you understand, oh, say no, patch, because as a Christosum, we have been shielded. There are some things that say, hey, no. Okay, we are, and you see, you can't say. So it's like we are in a little court. Yeah. It's becoming a cult. We can't be like that. We speak to the farmers as farmers. We speak to scientists as scientists. We speak to engineers as engineers. We have to be broad and open to each understanding.
On the show, we have the different kinds of men of God neighbor.
Right.
Obi wa timu busana footballers. Some like I say, ono ninyan kopo enkan footballers.
Enkan footballers.
But would you, Bibia?
Because God sees everything.
Yes,
is God all by himself. And with my gift, you're asking me a question. What is prophecy? Prophecy is just knowing time.
Yes,
that's all. A prophet foretells, and then be able to declare. So throughout every part of scriptures, even the whole book of Revelation, it's about seeing and then telling what will happen.
Yes.
That's it. So if you ask me about football and I could see something can happen,
of course,
I'll just tell you it can happen. If we can temper with something, I can tell you. If we can do something, I can tell you because I can see it. That does not mean God stops me from doing it. Well, I was saying like that. God is showing me. I have the gift to be able to identify. God gives me the utterance to go ahead. If He doesn't want me to talk about it, He'll say, no, don't go here.
Sure.
Keep it this way.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Keep it this way. And then, so people are more religious than godly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, the abe tom kra amana yehu kra ye Ghana.
Okay.
Said na o describe said the aeroplane be ye no. Nti on say utumi hu ade ka so e bia nche ye benya Ghana wa ha. Na say asi wo ha. But you went ahead to describe how it will look like. Even the color at the tail end of the aircraft. With the abroso. Abroso too much.
I had too much.
Because Oka said the tail end hono color ni blue. E buy na so no sabe pepe netie.
Exactly.
Na wo ya se wo hye nkom na e na enya wo say nkrofo no be ka so akwa ye be na ni magu ase na nke blue ba ye be yellow. E be ba na enya blue.
It is a very critical paradox of time. The paradox of time is a very critical thing. They can tell you that you would actually fall in the gutter at circle, and you will say you will never go to circle on that day. But that day, by one way or the other, you will be in circle before you will realize that I'm in circle. How did I get there? You will remember you were not supposed to be in circle. Early morning, 6 a.m., you will remember. But one way or the other, you'll be in circle. And now you'll be like, I'm in circle. That's where the paradox, because you will always end up in time. That's the problem. You can always say, I'll oppose it. Like, even the strangest one is General Mosquito. I told him clearly, don't say this exact statement. If you say this will happen, he came to say the exact statement. Baumia, the same statement. He came to concede defeat, said the same things I said. Kennedy Japan came to say like, no, I mean, they see the videos.
Yeah.
They could change their words.
Yes.
Why did they recite the same things? It's like I can't and no. It's time. Like I watch you saying it, so you will say it.
Wow.
Exactly.
And to say, Yasha come say, Adrian ebe bomb woo. Now say, Inti unko fubuda. Or that them need to free swab born woo. Inti no money, but that means there are certain things, no matter what you do, you cannot run away from it. Exactly,
because it's an original pattern of time. Once, and that's the power of a prophetic operation. Once a prophet speaks of what they have seen in the future, you will try to dilly-dally it to not happen. You will dance around it to not happen. Because that's how it is. It's what it is. It's there. He has seen it. We have observed it. Because me, I'm moving through time. The last time I told you, say, if I'm in a timeline, I'm seeing the future. So I look for landmarks. So I'm like, okay, I saw OKFM 1.3. I saw this person. I saw this. So I'm just picking landmarks. Then when I pick the things I'm seeing, I can just come and describe it to you in graphic description, the way it is. So that's how come when they see my prophecies, they're like, hey, Nakwe, Aden, somebody is giving him information or what? And it's like, it's shocking. Even me myself, sometimes it shocks because I'm like, okay, this I'm seeing is in time. It's obvious. It's in time. But then how do we imprint that which is there? Here. Yeah. That's so amazing. And sometimes I thought it'd be a nipa. We step aside from our prophetic side. Now I share me one as nipa. And be like, no. This is as nipa no. What I am seeing this guy doing is not normal. Because I know myself. Yeah. And that's the thing that blows the minds of the people around me. Because they watch me. They know me. Yeah. They live with me. So they are like, nah. There's no like this is us. Yet here didi. Na ya bompa ye want to na ya da. Etimi ball game. We will run together. Pani party now I not say say babesi. Then they will laugh about it. Then go. Then we are all working with him. Yeah. Then it will happen. It was like say bibi share corner be mona. I don't know. Yeah, it's so amazing.
But I say the otien de o maya no monam no. Bi ani ho abaye bibi esi o. Because so many say e down.
Exactly.
Oh, mama, who fefe. Your boys see me so move fetch na.
Oh, yeah. We can't right-handed. Oh, as for that one, I operation I will feel. I can show up in the morning, one morning, and then call you like straight. Most of me frau say, betinasi. Yeah. You just know whatever you are doing. It says I'm coming to talk about it straightforward. So that I can just talk. What's that? Oma meet like Oma Kanyama be watching. I just sit there and then mention the thing will be I said, but when I cause snitchy, nobody knew because God is listening to you. That's the thing.
Now, throughout me encounter with you in ano. Adia ba ko pe de bia me na kujaka. Adia ba ko pe na people are still not okay with it coming from your side.
Right.
Won kom sha wa hye nyina minti so bia wo problem except Blackstars de no with the World Cup no.
Right.
O say ebe as a hoka kra no. Eyo mo say prophet o ka say ebe kwa ko do quarter final. Say was say ya temper with catalyst ni bi. Eho no eyo mo say o de ye di agora na. I think that is the only thing still nipa yenti wase wo.
Exactly. So I should break it down to you. Yeah?
Oh, so we're breaking it down, but you can still break it down.
It's simple. You see, each prophecy pattern, if it's not an original timeline, it has conditions. Because they place it together before me, say, Blackstars, no, we have to, there's something, we have to go somewhere. And I check and say, no, there's a possibility in time. The possibility in time, in the pattern of time, is that we can arrive at the quarterfinals. We will shake the whole world. This is the future I am seeing, it's clear. But this future, for it to happen, bring me this catalyst, bring me that catalyst, bring me this guy, set this team, don't touch the coach, leave it like this. And the principle will be called Phoenix Principle. Now, this is how I do my things. Nowadays, I say, yes, we are learning, we're going forward. So any prophecy I do, I name it. So I named the Black Star prophecy the Phoenix Principle, and I wrote it down. And it's set there. That's how I pray. So I pray, okay, God, you said they will rise from the ashes. So they will lose and then they will rise. That is the principle. So we go in that angle. They will observe and obey this principle. And that's how I kept communicating. So I make sure that it's clear to them. If you breach it, this is the conditions. I've explained it to them clearly. Until once you are done breaching it, you pick the condition. I said, okay, why terms and conditions were there? When I say, oh yeah, say now, why breach it clause way? You heard it clearly. You still went ahead, breached the clause. After breaching it, we can't come and take the old thing and place it in there. We will still have to review and see if we can still go forward. And that's where the place. Like I said, don't get this issue. He made me his catalyst by now. Because now, by breaching the timeline, I'm now in the center of the operation. Yeah. Because now, there is a different pathway that is forming, which now has to be looked at again. Yeah. And it does it. So, and Sana. So our blaster situation has turned into. Okay. So that's it. But mainly, no, by the grace of God, no, I've spoken to the minister and everything, like those people. And then we are trying to get our heads around something. But I told them that once they left it, the original timeline is called the harder they fall. Which means you will laugh in friendlies and cry in the World Cup. It's simple law. So it's a reverse. The original time is suffer in friendlies, play the next match draw, and then keep going with the suffering. Then everybody, blaster, then we shoot like rocket. First match, we are gone. Second match, we are gone. Third match, we are just beating everybody. The least we'll do is play a draw in the middle.
Say no, I think say Mimi a GFA president. I'll be confused because Prophet Telvin say yenye see, and maybe another group of prophets who say their prophet we can kre. Yene ye na ese mutie na e bia prophet Telvin Sowah nko na ka say na others na wo mo no so ka nti e ba sa panyini no be confuse majority no can say and let's turn to the majority. Now you are the only person so far Ghana ha call line na no. I've watched other prophets saying say Bruni we kra na be ma ya wonders for World Cup no, but who dey no so ye a bit different from Bruni nti the leaders will be confused.
Exactly. I think it has happened so many times. I've been confronted several times in this Ghana here over several years by different prophets and their prophecies. And by the grace of God, you know, it always comes back to my square. Is it that you do U-turn last minute to where I'm sitting, or you would have to keep going on the highway? I told you the 4th dimension is the highway. It's a very simple, and this is a little thing. I spoke about 27 days. The Iranian war, bombs will start landing again. So people were like, no, the war, they have finished it. When the time hit, I said 25 to 27 days. 25th day, boom, in Dubai. Just like that. Because we've seen the bombs flying again. We are not trying to convince you. We don't do analysis and statistics. It's what it is. On say I did like a prophetic operation. A statistician came. I said that results, if you had not breathed time, would have been 53%. The person did the whole statistics for years, did all polls and everything, and they're still at the same result I got. Somebody would think he just copied my own and then printed it there. Exactly. Which means that there is a verifiable structure to whatever I tell you. And the evidence is very clear. So one thing is, you can't force people to do what you want them to do. But then, when we are done, when we are ready to go to the next World Cup,
what do you say?
I get ready for the next World Cup. Because the time the pattern is breached, it's breached in a very heavy manner. It will be very tough. You see the coach. Oh, they will. Say I've said it. Obi Papa Juma, I don't want. They will just sweep him off very fast, very quick.
The coach.
Oh,
Bruno.
Oh, it's World Cup coach. And they will just sweep him off. I said somebody's father's job. I don't want to interfere with it, but I've told you the future. It's very simple.
So say new squad or the other for the next friendly match, no. Completely new squad though.
And say we are our tested players.
Yes.
And so when the World Cup comes, we see.
Now say news are echo round super year. Among for say America and Russia be go into war.
Right.
Yen team free one.
Oh no. I think I was the first person to speak that.
Okay.
I said for the first time in history, somewhere in January, American missiles, Russian missiles will be pointed towards America, and American missiles will be pointed towards Russia. That is when the same day I prophesied that Ayatollah will be bombed. The same day I spoke about the Russian missiles facing each other. So Russian and America, for the first time, there will be a very direct confrontation of operation, but it's not yet imminent. There's an operation coming in there. So I told you that the Middle East, right now, Europe is going into the Middle East. France is now going into the Middle East. I told you 27 days, the problem will start and other countries will start getting involved in it. That's what has begun. Now we are on the second phase of operation.
You say virus be so baby. Have you seen
yes. it? As for that prophecy, I've not put in my mind there, because I didn't talk about it. You know, timeline is a vast world. So if somebody sees a virus, obviously that's their prophetic operation. So I applaud them for that operation, because maybe I cannot say everything.
Of course.
I may say that which is heavy or whatever I think like is more urgent for me to say. Yeah, because some of the things, once I may share on command, 1 week period, then you see it. 3 months, now you see it. 4 months, it's just back every time you are seeing my prophecy. Like, we'll go and sleep. Last time you saw me, there was a prophecy that had come to pass. The first time before the second time you saw me, there was a prophecy. Yeah. Last 3 weeks when you saw me, there is a prophecy that has come to pass. This week you are seeing me, there is a prophecy that has come to pass. The next time you will see me, there will be another one coming to pass. That's how it is. It's like
they're
always happening.
Which one is coming next? which prophecy is next?
Once it comes, you see. Yeah, it's quite a lot of things that is incoming. So we are preparing for that, yes. So by the grace of God, there's a lot of things that are going to happen and a lot of things that are going on. One thing I love about the prophetic is that when I spoke about road minister, sabotage, because I made a call, a road big push. Because I saw it in time. I traveled through time. I looked at Ghana like a drone form. And I'm going to say Ghana was dusty. It was brown and gray, like we've gone back to 1960. And then I saw big push banners, like billboards, big push projects. And the billboards were in this dust and then the dirt. It was laying down in the dirt. And then God began to speak to me that this is a sabotage. This thing, they will pay money for it. Mama will finish his governance. It will never work. They will use the big push will never happen. They will do some parts of the road, leave a lot of it. Some will end up in court, some will end up here and there. It will be too much confusion. It will never happen. The road will be left worse than it is. Some roads will become a pit. Nobody can use it anymore. So the main thing is that, so when I was speaking, I said, Minister is listening to me, action. How many days did it take now? They are on the street. Being on that street, they're putting pressure is what brings out the change. I speak, you take action, Ghana wins. Very simple. Once you are looking at me and say, oh, young boy, you cry, your coat and your siren, your minister can be very comfortable, but we speak from a table that is not 4 years election. This thing we have is permanent. We are born with it, we will die with it. Some seats can be replaced. Ours is one. If you remove me from church and you put me in a corner, I'll still be able to speak the prophecy and it will come to pass. If I write it on the paper, it will come to pass. If I print it on the wall, it will come to pass. Anyhow, our gift is permanent. So when you hear, you move.
Okay, Temadi, now can NDC Omulusu, I mean, a parliamentary seat or parliament.
Yes.
Now, break a new one, my. Say what is new?
There are several things that are ongoing in time, and it's basically a lot of setups. Now, I want to start from somewhere and then hit somewhere because it's very important. Now, I've spoken about sabotage, energy sector, gold sector, road sector. They will affect several things. I told you that sabotage is 7 different sabotage, and that is what is going to begin to happen. And if they don't wake up immediately to go deal with it right now, by the time we get to 2027 October, the president will be cutting swords and trying to do inaugurations of things that does not exist. They will make, like, it's as if they're setting him up to fail. They will send him to places. I saw him cutting swords on things that did not exist. And it was all an orchestration, an operation that was ongoing. So eyes should be opened, and then ears should be on the ground, and operations should be done carefully and clearly. That's number one when it has to do with the big push. Number 2, I am going forward. The second one has to do with the political face of Ghana, by the grace of God. As I told you people clearly, that this operation, I'm supposed to leave it here so that you will work with it. I told you there are 3 people in the face of the operation. Asiedun Ketia, Joshua Alabi, and then Atu Forcing. Now, Atu Forcing, I gave you a key principle, is the umbrella. What does the umbrella represent? The NDC party. Yeah. I leave you with a clue. Figure it out.
Atu Forcing
is the umbrella. And what does the umbrella represent? In my prophecy of 3 months, 4 months ago, what's the representation of the NDC party?
Umbrella.
Is the umbrella. I'm giving you a little bit of code. Because what is inside there, I don't want anybody to easily figure it out. Now, 2 people are fighting. One is the umbrella over them. 2 people are fighting. One is the umbrella over them. It's simple, clear statement. It takes strategic calculation to enact it. That one, I can never tell you. 2 people are looking to become the flag bearer. That there's one who is the umbrella above them. He is not the president. He is not the flag bearer. He is an anomaly in time. He will not be the president. But there's the flag above their head. He is the NDC above their head. Figure the equation, we'll move from there. Now the next one, as the Lord lives. As the Lord lives, the next one. Because Saturday I'll never tell you who the flag bearer of the NDC is until I'm satisfied that everybody has agreed that unless I say it, nobody will say it.
Okay.
And when they do that agreement, then I come and say by the grace of God. Now the next thing we are going on, which is the most critical part of the equation, is the war, the Russia-Ukraine war. It's a different world altogether.
Russia-Ukraine.
It's a different world altogether. And then Iran and America war. It's a different thing altogether. And then now China is about to enter into Chinese war too. War is coming to China. War is coming to Russia. Russia-Ukraine war is going to go another phase. Then war is coming to America. 3 different kinds of war. Now I explained to you that in the World Cup there will be explosion and as this thing people shooting. And I explained to you that mostly when we hear that a COB is committing a terrorist thing, we normally assume that it is Arab for a bomb. But I told you that it was white people that were carrying guns and they were shooting. As the Lord lives. Wow. It is.
Is it close?
It's boiling like hot fire. It's boiling like hot fire.
Action movie.
It's not even an easy thing altogether. Though obviously, that timeline, is so vivid. We have to become intercessors. Because sometimes I just try to leave some timeline so that I just watch the movie. It's so beautiful. But it's like whatever point that has to be proven in time, we have already proven it. That whatever we see comes to pass, back to back, non-stop. So what that we want to do is some things, we should hold it small. It should start, but it shouldn't become what it is. You will see the issue happening, but people should not just die like that. Nobody should just carry and kill so many people in a stadium just like that. That should not just be easy to happen. So that one, I don't know how we'll hold it, but I have to sit down. That's for the gun that you'll find it, but then as for the dying part, we can manage the people. If 2,000 would die, or 500 would die, or 300 would die, maybe like 15, 20, I don't know. We can look at it. God is the one that can move. As for me, a messenger. I see, I tell you, as the Lord lives.
And Rami Sonda in Spain, NRJ World Cup, am I close to the thing? In my dream yesterday.
Prophesy.
And Rami Sonda, because for 1 week in the imagine football so too much. Tiandra me koda gina ball gina manisu sa me so that in Spain I left the World Cup.
Well, left the World Cup.
Yes.
Oh, once our vision is very good, so we'll find interpretation for it in time.
Say me team Arsenal, ye ne PSG, ye ko ball Champions League final.
Okay.
30th May. But ye gina Brett is Arsenal.
Arsenal and this thing, Premier League. Says me I don't add Premier League my things. Yeah, me team me free, so they say no, me for I'm out of it. And I'm enjoying new team no.
Oh, bet my so benya kukudro dey.
Say they also me enjoying new team, but Arsenal team no.
Baba, I feel we dear, either we will lift the cup, if not 2 cups, because now EPL no, say me nyoma oma drop it, and as I say ye shebre we yensem, ye yiri ho aye beji league no, and as I say Champions League so no, ye ni PSG equal final 30th May, and no na mpesa o hwemo. Okay,
ye we are mehwamo. Champion, then people will be waiting for me to mention who win. Normally, I got to bet. As for that game, I'll never do it. I'll leave it for one prophet to be in this thing in Zimbabwe, Zambia.
Yeah,
he does that a lot. I'll leave it for him.
I follow him.
Yeah, he does that. It's in Zambia.
I'm not Arsenal fan.
I will talk about my country and the global operation. It's not everything about this league and everything. If it's like anytime I talk about say me call baby, then there's something big happening, and it has to be something that affects like foundational grounds. So say Arsenal ko match be, I can just say, oh, Arsenal bo match player a ball no and not tough muye. So let's look at that. But time I ball now we to for almost we need match no. Emma in this time this is how many goals they scored. So the most important thing will be the prophecy, but the side view will be the Kakrana Rebecca now boys the coins no. Yes, so if there is no this thing cost inside it, the main cost cannot just be given the victory.
Okay,
exactly.
Now, or any crypto to share with the boys?
I will leave my 9. I'll share the next crypto in June, or maybe this mid-May I'll share another crypto. I'm keeping just 2. From August there about we move.
Yeah,
I'll not give any crypto. Yes. By the grace of God, as today I want to say one thing. If you are here and you have not given your life to Christ and you don't know God, I will not lead you into prayer, but I'll tell you one thing. Find God, discover Him, and walk with Him. And as the Lord lives, your life will never be the same. God bless you, and may the Lord keep you. As you've understood in reality, science and God are one operation. Scientists are human beings trying to discover the creation of God and understand it so they can break it down to you. They don't manufacture the creation, they just discover the creation. And God is the ultimate creator of all things. God bless you. And on Friday, we are having our prophetic all night as we always do it. Friday, we start at 9 p.m. and then we close at 4 a.m. It's a prophetic operation. It is powerful. 9 p.m. at OUB Prayer Camp Junction. You can Google our ministry, Prophetic Life Embassy, on Google. Our website is there. You can get the location and everything. It's Prophetic Life Embassy, OUB Prayer Camp Junction, Numo Antie Street. So that's it. We are doing our prophetic all night. Don't miss it. The day when on Friday is a very deep operation. So that one is pound for pound.
Okay. Papa, obi the message about me.
Right.
Or say Ombonidin, but he's a close relative to Kudus.
Okay.
Mohamed Kudus, Blackstar player. No. Or say he's worried about his cousin. Looking at since or joining Tottenham no on Jinan Naso. Ne ho to na oyɛ so Oberfield no so anu wasan yanju currently Kudus asan pra e was so koye surgery na oyɛ surgery na obemese World Cup no enti on person obeye wanyen so no kobo World Cup no na injury for bape and we are na ebe ending the career or say me busa say what is Mohamed Kudus fit right now?
Yeah, I told you in time that they will force him into the World Cup. He will play first half, but he will sit down the flash at the 9 he will not play again. He will not be able to even finish the first half. That's the problem there. So if they can work, because right now I'm holding Semenyo like this, by the prophetic hand of God. We are holding Semenyo. So that one there is a different word altogether. Yes. So Semenyo's angle, we are holding him like this, and we are going to bring him to a different face of the world that will shock everybody. I will take him to Ballon d'Or. Very simple.
But Kudus, they say Kudus onion.
Oh, we can also hold him. It's a timeline, and I don't want him to. I hate that idea where people have to come to me. It's not by force. If you think you have a way to deal with it, I've told you. This is the game. Now, in understanding, they'll carry you to the World Cup by force. Which means that what is that telling you? If there's anything you have to do to work quickly, work it quickly. Because if you go, you will not be able to finish the play. So go and work immediately, because this individual prophecy is for you. Work on it by the grace of God, and then finish this thing immediately. Until as the Lord lives, by the grace of God.
God bless you so much. We'll see you again 2 weeks time.
Exactly. 2 weeks when I come, I'll talk to you about Nigeria.
Okay. We can't wait.
Nigeria is about to be divided into pieces. Nigeria, Ebedani crow about 3. So let's prepare.
Thank you, Papa.
As the Lord lives.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
My goodness!